Bang, bang, you're dead.
Wait!
Daniel! Oh, Christ.
So, where are the skid marks, huh? Should be skid marks here. Now, he's made no attempt to slow down before he hit Wayne.
He's just a kid, PJ.
So what difference
It
does
was
that
an
make?
accident.
An accident? He's got no scratches on him, huh?
We have got to try and get on with our lives. Now, how about you just let the AIS investigate the case?
Yeah, that's right, PJ, mate. We've got it under control.
Hey, John, how are you?
Good, mate.
Good. Have you charged him yet?
Not yet. Still a few questions we need to ask him. But look, we'll let you know when we've drawn our conclusion, OK?
Why the hell didn't he stop?
PJ, will you please just let the experts handle it? We've got enough to try and deal with.
District Inspector Ted Faulkner said, here we go, the police force can ill afford to lose officers of the calibre of Constable Patterson. His bravery and dedication to duty will long be remembered by those who had the honour to serve with him.
That's not what he said about him last week.
No. He's right about one thing, though. Wayne died a hero. We should get him a posthumous Valour Award. Reckon Faulkner would go for it?
Here we go.
Come on, put it down! I can tell you, tell me where it is.
Neighbour said flat 6.
What do you reckon? First floor?
Yeah, roger on that, mate.
Where is it? I told you, I don't know. Teach you to respect other people's...
Hey, that's enough. What's going on? That's enough.
It's the old man!
What's going on?
He's gone crazy.
Settle down, was I? Haven't seen footy training lately.
Oh, yeah, I done me back.
Got an excuse, you mean? He couldn't be bothered with the training.
Oh, yeah, you drink with the club doctor. Ask him.
Oh, that's right. Hide behind the doctor. Yeah, you live the same way
Mr.
you play
Tully.
football. You're afraid to go in for the hard
Just put that down, please, sir. Put it
With
down.
pleasure.
Jim Tully, what's the problem?
Well, something to do with Wazza.
That'll be right. Hard man, Jim. All right, I'll be there in a minute.
Boss, about Wayne, me and Nick were talking about some sort of medal. I mean, he really deserves it.
Yeah, I agree. And I've already started working on my recommendation.
All right. Well, if there's anything I can do...
Well, you could contact AIS, see if they'll give you copies of the statements they took. Yours, Nick's, Gabe Greenway's.
Right, I'll get onto it.
It'll take a while, I'm afraid, before it goes through all the channels. In the meantime, the inspector's authorised a police funeral with full honours.
Look, I'm sorry. It's just that when I realised this morning that the watch was missing, I saw red.
Well, the fob watch? Out of the display cabinet?
Yeah, the brigade, the family heirloom's worth a fortune.
That doesn't give you a right to go smashing your son's place up.
Oh, yeah, the flat. Now, how do you reckon he affords that? He hasn't got a job.
Well, it's the same story all over the place. Nothing unusual there.
Yeah, except I did my best to fix him up at the truck company. 2 weeks he lasted. Made no effort, undermined the whole place. I ended up having to sack him in the end, my own son.
Well, I'm sure it can't have been easy, but doesn't necessarily make him the thief.
Oh, who else?
Come on, you pull that watch out every time you have a function at your place. Could have been anybody connected with the Mount Thomas Footy Club.
No, you see the fox running from the hen house. You don't blame the dog for killing the chooks. It was that thieving son of mine.
I didn't take his bloody watch. I wouldn't want anything to do with the friggin' thing.
It might be worth a few dollars. You've had a lot of expenses lately, setting up a new flat.
Look, mate, if I so much as looked at the watch too long when I was a kid, I'd have got a taste of his belt buckle.
So you were getting your own back?
I wish I'd thought of it. Look, if the house was on fire, right, he'd go in there for the watch first, Mum second, you know, me third.
I've known your dad for years. I'm sure that's not true.
Yeah, well, you only think you know him.
All right, so you've moved out. How long have you had the flat?
About a week or so.
So if you didn't take your dad's watch, where did the bond money come from?
Savings?
What, on the dole?
It doesn't cost that much to live at home, man. Mum helps out with a bit of food, stuff like that now. Don't tell the old man.
It might satisfy him if he was sure the watch definitely isn't at your place.
Oh, Jim, there you are. What's happened? Where's Warren?
Nola. Everything's all right.
No, it's a matter of opinion, mate.
You said no one was hurt.
Your son's television's been smashed to pieces.
Just wanted him to tell me where my watch was.
Yeah, well, next time go easy on your son's furniture. You won't find yourself on a criminal damage charge.
Oh, surely you don't have to. You see, Jim's never been in trouble before.
Stop it, Nola. I don't need you standing up for me.
PJ, there's some messages for
Another
you.
way.
I'll go have a chat to your son.
No way you can forget that.
Fair enough, mate. Criminal damage it is.
Yes, I realise it is your job, but, you understand he was our mate. Right. Oh, thanks for your help. Cretin.
The AIS don't want our help,
We have to wait for the inquest brief.
so I take it they're not charging Brian Stenmark.
Can you believe it?
Well, if he wasn't drinking or speeding and he had a valid licence, then what are they going to charge
Mags,
him with?
he deliberately and cold-bloodedly drove it away.
Oh, come on, PJ. The AIS spent most of last night interviewing him. If there'd been any evidence, they would have charged him.
Yeah, well, maybe they're not trying hard enough, eh?
Please, Pete, will you just leave it? OK, you have it your way.
What?
If you insist on running your own investigation, at least I can try to make sure you don't make a complete fool of yourself. Kim Fisher, please.
Of course I bloody well meant it. Now tell him to give me back my watch.
I haven't got your watch.
All right, that's enough. Shut up, the lot of you. All right, Warren, you've agreed to a search of your place?
Yeah, right, but if you don't find the watch, then he has to pay for all the stuff he smashed.
I'm not paying him a cent.
Jim, that's fair enough.
Yeah, but what if he's hidden it somewhere
Please,
else?
Jim, please.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Kim. You've been a great help. Yeah, I'm sorry about him. We're all feeling a little emotional at the moment. Cheers. Don't expect a Christmas card from the AIS this year, PJ.
Well, we have a frank and free exchange if you use, that's
Well,
all.
they're not oysters. You don't get pearls by irritating them.
Right. So what did you find out?
Seems they're not that happy with Brian Stenmark after all. Apparently some of his answers came across as being evasive.
A surprise? Have a goose.
This
Proves that Mr. Stenmark's not as innocent as he'd like us to think he is.
You reckon this rain will set in?
I wouldn't know.
Longest dry spell since '67, the papers said.
There's no sign of it in there.
Pay him.
Well, maybe he's already fenced it.
It's pretty harsh, boss. Why would he steal from his old man?
Pretty tough old coot, Jim. I remember a game he played against St David's years ago. He cracked a few ribs. Well, anybody else would have gone straight off, but not Jim. He not only played out the rest of the game, he also kicked 3 goals.
Hard for Wazza to measure up.
Well, there's no excuse for helping himself to the old man's trophy cabinet. You get a description of this missing watch?
Yep. It's a late 19th century Brigade fob watch. It's a nice one too. Moon hands and a minute repeater. Minute repeater's a slide on the side of the watch and it's connected to a series of bells. That helps you tell the time when you're riding around in a darkened carriage.
Very handy.
Certainly
Yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah, put him through. Oh, listen, who's that second-hand dealer? Benny Danders. See if somebody's offered it to him. Reverend Pike, I was just wondering if he might be available to do a police funeral. Yes, so will we.
More scattered showers later this afternoon, overnight, but still no sign of...
Do you want to do me a favour and turn that tripe off, please?
I thought a bit of music might brighten the place up a bit.
Yeah, well, it just sounds like some git going on about the weather to me.
Rains around mountain districts and highs in the...
You happy now?
Yes, I'm in heaven. Do you want to come over here, please, and give me a hand with his desk?
Yep, you only have to ask.
It's a bit of a mess.
Look, it's that graduation photo.
Yeah, well, I'll deal with that sort of stuff. You just go through his drawers, please.
There's more briefs.
Some of these things are almost the statute of limitations. I mean,
The paperwork wasn't really as long, so was it?
too right it wasn't. The Succeed PCA is almost a year old. Statement's not complete. There's no brief head, no extracts, no summons. What have we got? 3 days to get it all together before the offender walks.
We've had a few chases too, by the look of it.
Here's another one. Look at this one. Family courts next week. It's his divorce hearing next Thursday.
I thought he was already divorced.
Not quite yet.
Roz, something we can do for you?
Oh, yeah. Is Tom in, please? Actually, I'm just here to tie up some loose ends. Do you have the keys to Wayne's flat, his car?
Yes.
May I have them, please?
It's a bit awkward. I can give them to his next of kin.
Tom, I'm still his wife.
I thought you were divorced.
Not until next week. Look, if you want to call Helen and...
No. That won't be necessary.
Thank you. Thank you. Will you want them back?
Not unless you want me to return them to the agent.
No, I'll look after that. Tom, can I see him?
Look, Rose...
Did he die quickly?
Yes, it was very quick. But I don't know how he did it. It was very brave. Very brave. That's why I've been trying to get in touch with his parents. The department have authorised a police funeral with full honours.
I'm sorry, Tom, that's out of the question.
I thought under the circumstances it was the least we could do.
You don't understand. George and Helen, they blame the police force for Wayne's death. The last thing they want is an official funeral.
Well, perhaps if I talk to them...
No. I'm sorry. They were very firm. They want a private ceremony with no police.
So that's what we're looking for, right?
It's worth 20 to 30 grand, more if it's in good condition.
Well, will you get that circulated, will you?
Yeah.
Cheers.
I wouldn't worry about it if I were you.
Yeah, that's mine. Where was the little bastard hiding it?
He didn't have it.
Already tried to flog it at him.
Well, as it happens, it turned up in one of my office's desk drawers.
What, Wayne's?
I didn't say that.
Oh, come on, Tom, you don't have to be Einstein.
Are you sure you didn't lend it to him for any reason?
Oh, yeah, then I just forgot about it.
Wayne wasn't a thief, Mr. Tully.
Look, I'd like to believe you, son. I mean, how do you think this makes me look?
All right, assuming Wayne did take the watch, or when do you think he took it?
Well, he was at the Mudlarks, too.
And you haven't looked at the watch between then and this morning?
No. Oh, Nola's going to want me to apologise now.
You said yourself most of the team and most of the committee were there. That gave heaps of people the opportunity.
Yeah, but my watch didn't turn up at anyone else's desk, did it?
So, what did they tell you?
Brian Stenmark knows Ditch Kenny. It's a small town.
They stole cars together, Maggie. Ditch was charged with the same offence.
As juveniles, there is nothing to suggest they've had anything more to do with each other since.
Come off it, Maggie. Look, Joe Kenny comes gunning for Wayne, and 20 minutes later, Wayne is run down by a known associate of Ditch, you know.
So what you're saying to me is that Joe Kenny planned the whole thing. He let Wayne overpower him so Stenmark could take a crack at him in his van.
No, but Stenmark could have been there as backup.
PJ, Joe had a machine gun. He didn't need a lot of backup.
No, but it didn't turn out that way, did it? It's possible.
Well, if anything else comes up, don't hesitate.
Yeah, I'll let you know, don't worry.
Also, don't buy it. There's got to be a legitimate reason for Wayne having that watch.
Well, unfortunately, he's not around to tell us what it was.
Maybe he wrote it down somewhere.
Turn it up, Adam. I might have spent all morning going through his papers. It's not an established fact he could write.
It's not a bad idea, though, even a number on a post-it note or something.
Well, the least we can do is keep it quiet until after the funeral. Well, he shouldn't be remembered for pinching a watch.
Well, unfortunately, there isn't going to be a funeral. Well, not as far as we're concerned, at least.
Why?
Look, I feel as let down as you do, but that's what the family wants.
Crap, that's what Ros wants.
She was speaking on behalf of Wayne's parents. They had some concerns.
She's got the concerns, mate, with dollar signs in front of them. His payout.
Well, that's not completely fair.
No, it's not completely fair. If he hasn't changed the beneficiary, she gets $300,000.
I'll be about now, Max.
Where are you going?
See Stenmark's employer. What's the better run into a few Kennys while I'm there? Well, I got some new information, Mr. Skinner.
Huh?
And when you hired Brian, were you aware that he had a record?
If you're talking about that bit of joyriding, well, that's not new information to me.
But you're still prepared to take him on?
Oh, I see. The cop's been killed, and you're looking for a scapegoat.
No, not at all. We're just asking some questions.
But you've already been answered. Look, I'm sorry about what happened, but it was an accident. So why don't you just leave the boy alone?
Where's Brian today?
He was a bit upset. I've given him a few days off.
Well, you know who he spends his spare time with?
Look, Brian hasn't put a foot wrong since I took him on. But the worst thing I could say about him is, well, he's a bit clumsy, that's all.
Hang on, what do you mean, clumsy?
Well, you know, it's more of a concentration thing. Just like he goes to sleep. Crash.
Yeah, well, if you remember anything, can you give us a call? Thanks a lot.
How'd you go?
It's weird. Now that Wayne's dead, everyone remembers the last time they saw him. How he looked, what he said.
Yeah, but no one can clear him of taking that botch.
No. The Mudlark's function was a barbecue, but Wayne did go inside to use the toilet.
That's it?
What's it?
That kid, I knew there was something. Have a look.
Looks like it's from a medical encyclopedia.
No, Zoe Hamilton faxed it over. Read that bit. Yeah.
Symptoms of...
Epilepsy, Brian. You have epilepsy. That's why you ran into Constable Patterson. You had a fit.
No, there's nothing wrong with me.
You're denying you're epileptic? That you tried to cover it up from Vic Rhodes, from your employer? Come on, Brian. It's not going to be hard to prove. Just have a chat to your doctor.
All right, I'm epileptic. But I take medication. I've got it under control.
Well, that's not what your boss says.
You haven't spoken to Mr. Skinner.
What are you worried about, Brian? That we'll catch you lying?
Once I fell off a ladder. Once. I've been careless, forgotten to take my pills.
What about yesterday? You careless then?
No.
You had a fit at the wheel, didn't you?
No, really,
Then why
I
did you
didn't.
swerve at Constable Patterson,
I
Brian?
didn't. I was just trying to avoid the little kid. I never even saw that copper until it was too late. Come on, give me a break. I know I should have said something. But do you know how many guys were going for that apprenticeship? 14. 14 guys going for the one job. I wouldn't have stood a chance.
So you lied?
Yeah, I lied. I've lost my job. I've lost my license. And now I've killed someone.
PJ. PJ. Can I help?
No, it's fine, Mags. Just go back to the station, eh?
Or you want to talk about the way you're
it's okay,
feeling?
Mags. It's all right. Just go back to the station. You know what the problem is, Mags? I don't know what to feel here. It's like when my father was killed. I needed to find the people who did it, and I needed to blame somebody, punish them. That's what I was doing with that kid. You know? That poor, stupid kid. And he had nothing to do with it. It was an accident. It was a bloody accident.
PJ, sometimes there just isn't anybody to blame. You're allowed to feel this way. It's your grief, and you have to deal with it in any way you possibly can.
I don't know how to.
Oh, then let me help you. I want to help you. Please. Please.
Yep.
Excuse me. Sorry, can I have a gin and tonic?
Sure.
Rose? Everything sorted out at the flat?
Yeah, thanks. I found an old Mount Thomas football jumper amongst Wayne's clothes. Thought maybe the club would want it back.
Go on, Roz. Be daring. Keep it. You've kept everything else, haven't you?
Nick, just drop into the station when you get a chance and I'll make sure it's returned.
Is that why you think I'm here, Nick? Collect a few goodies, pick up the insurance money?
You're telling the story.
I did try to make our marriage work, you know.
Of course you did. That's why you shot through on him, isn't it?
Wasn't like that, Nick.
Never is, is it, Roz?
I loved Wayne, for God's sake.
Yeah, we know that, Roz.
Have you any idea what it's like to be told that your husband's been shot? To nurse him back to health and then just see him strap on that damn gun again and go out there day after day and not know whether he's going to come home in one piece?
Have you got any idea of what it's like for me to listen to this? Have you? Have you got any idea of what it's like to go out and put the gun on and do the job
Shut up, Nick.
your husband did? Have you? You got no idea. You've got no idea, because you shot through on him. You've got no idea. But I'll tell you something. He stayed with us because he knew we'd back him up.
Nick!
Do you know what it's like for me to hear from someone like you I can't go to my mate's funeral?
Nick. If he'd come with me, there wouldn't have to be a funeral. That'll do. That'll do. I'll be up in my room.
Yeah, Roz, can I have a word?
I really don't see what there is to discuss.
It'll only take a moment, please.
Oh, I'm off home.
All right.
See you, Nick.
Yeah, right.
Look, I'm sorry about Nick. He feels things very deeply and just reacts. Never would have made it in a diplomatic corps.
Yeah, I know what he's like.
Yeah, of course you do. Look, Rose, you said it this morning yourself. None of us could feel Wayne's death as deeply as you do, and that's perfectly true. I mean, regardless of what happened in your marriage, you loved him, and no one wants to take that away. I suppose all I'm trying to say is that our feelings are genuine too. God, you live behind the station. You know what it's like. I have to send my officers out every day, never knowing what's going to happen to
I
them.
know that, Tom. As I said, it's not my decision.
No one's denying you're lost. Please don't deny us ours. I'm just asking you to talk to Helen, to tell her how important this is for us. Look at this, look at this. There must be 4.5 columns of death notices there, and they're all from coppers, every last one of them. I mean, one member dies, and we all feel vulnerable.
I never could seem to get it through to him. It was always the police force first and me second.
What if we didn't wear our uniforms?
All right. I'll talk to Helen. I think she'll agree to you coming as a representative of the station.
And the others?
Oh, look, I don't know. I'm sorry. Probably only you. And in civilian clothes.
The very first time? You know, I didn't see him. I heard him. He was sniggering with one of the other new recruits at the academy. They were taking bets on whether I'd ever make it over the horizontal bars. You know, if you had have told me then what was going to happen, Oh, it's funny, isn't it?
Did he win the bet?
No. I made it over those bars the very next attempt. It was like that with Wayne. We were rivals. We were always egging each other on. But somehow we always managed to get the best out of each other. Anyway, Mum died pretty soon after that, and I went on compassionate leave. And of course, when I got back, everybody was making the right noises, except for Wayne. And do you know what his reaction was? He blamed me for flunking a test they had to sit while I was away. He said that there was no incentive without me around to try and beat.
Lovely.
No, you know, was exactly what I wanted. It made me feel as though I was still needed. It made me feel as though the world was still spinning. I was so relieved, PJ. I burst into tears. And Wayne, he put his arms around me and he took me to bed. No, he wasn't like that. You know, he was very warm and loving and so incredibly gentle. I fell for him in such a big way.
Was he your first love?
Anyway, you know, of course after that I thought it was forever. Then we left the academy and, oh, nothing. He said he'd call, but he never did. And of course, I was too proud to call him. Then I think it was about 2 years later, I was posted to Mount Thomas and I turn up at the pub and there he is, larger than life and married to Roz. Lousy bastard. God, I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, well, maybe he didn't want the competition on a permanent basis, Megs.
You know, PJ, we would have been a match made in hell. I know that. It just took a while. I think, you know, in a way, though, I feel kind of fortunate.
How's that?
Because, PJ, I had to come to terms with how I felt about Wayne a long time ago. And that's something that the rest of you are still struggling with.
All right, so let me get this straight. No one goes to the funeral except you.
Come on, you're making it sound like I planned it this way.
Well, you were the one who talked to her.
Yes.
Sucks, we should all be there.
Cooper, it's not my idea. I'll be representing all of us. But if you're not happy for me to go, just let me know.
Of course we're happy for you to go, boss.
Speak for yourself.
When you make up your minds, I'll be in my office.
Nick, we can't just leave it. We've got to do something.
Well, the Maori have a thing they call the tangi. That's where they lay out the body. And it's a chance for everybody to finish the business they had with this person. And you can cry, joke, tell stories, sing, do whatever. Gets everything out of the system.
Pity Wayne wasn't a Maori.
I'm going to make some coffee. Would you like one?
No, I already had some. Thanks, Megs.
Listen, we're not going to stop the boss from going to a funeral, are we? I mean, I know
Megs,
it's not
I'd love
much,
to stop
but
and
it's...
talk, but I've got a lot on.
Well, how about later? We'll catch up for a drink after work.
No, I don't think I can. I didn't get much done yesterday.
I'll suit yourself.
But nothing's proven. Yes, I understand, and in normal circumstances, I'd agree. Yes, I will. Yeah, of course. Goodbye.
Statements for Wayne's Valley Medal, boss. Gabe Greenaway's on top and mine and Nick's underneath.
How are Gabe and the kids coping?
Well, they're pretty shaken up. She's taken them down to her parents' place in Lorne.
Oh, you might as well hang on to those.
What?
That was Inspector Faulkner. He's read the reports on Jim Tully's fob watch.
So?
Sorry, Adam. No Valor medals till Wayne has been completely exonerated.
Right.
Adam, it won't bring him back.
I know that, boss.
Wazza?
What happened to you?
The old man. Come in. Yeah, Mum thought she'd try and get us together over dinner.
Doesn't look like it was too successful. I'd get a steak on that if I was you.
Steak? What? Try a tin of Spam, mate. I'm on the dole. You want an instant?
What were you arguing about this time?
Oh, I thought I'd wind the old bastard up a bit, you know. I had a couple. I told him that I pinched his bloody watch.
Hang on a sec, what?
Yeah, I should have kept my trap shut, mate. Stupid. Hadn't even cashed a cheque with the TV yet.
So Wayne didn't take the watch from your old man's place?
No, that was me.
Then he's in the clear.
No, because he didn't take the watch from my old man, but he did take the watch from me. He came over here the other night, a bottle of Jack Daniels, and one thing led to another, you know, I got blind. It's good. And I woke up the next day, there's no watch. Don't have to be a genius to figure out who took it.
I didn't know Wayne, but his mother and father, George and Helen, struck me as honest people, and I had no doubt they passed this quality on to their son. Wayne loved tinkering with engines, but I'm told was less passionate about schoolwork. Helen tells me she had quite a job getting Wayne to study at all, and often had to bribe him with her homemade biscuits. After marrying Ros, Wayne went to live in the small country town of St Thomas, where he distinguished himself in the local football team, the Mudhawks. It's difficult to know what we can draw from such a tragedy, where one so young is taken so suddenly. But I'm sure in time we will find the answer as we reflect on the life of Wayne George Patterson.
Patterson.
You all left your place of duty, drove to Melbourne, for God's sake, closed down the station without proper authorisation. I mean, what would have happened if there'd been a serious offence?
It was my idea.
No, we all agreed we have to take equal blame.
Well, we'll say no more then. Except that whatever else Wayne had going for him, he certainly had a fine bunch of workmates. Proud of you. Well, don't just stand there. Haven't you got homes to go to? Oh, Ross thought the club might like to put this with Wayne's Best and Fairest award. What can I say?
I'll take it.
Margaret.
Sorry, what did you say?
It's your shout, I believe. Your shout.
Okay, it's nothing trivial. Chris, can I have another beer, please?
Black and tan, thanks.
One of those in a while. Well, lucky you two have finished playing darts. I didn't think the walk would take much more.
Ew. PJ's been helping me with my technique.
Jeannie can grab you a beer tub.
Yeah. Look like you're having fun.
Yeah, we are. Lately, he's relaxing, easy to be with.
Yeah, he's a barrel of laughs.
Same again? Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Right! Now, I'm sick of this crap. I want you to tell me what happened with the watch.
Okay, man. You don't have to do this. Let me go, okay?
How about you tell me what happened and then I'll let you go?
How about you let me go, and then I'll tell you what happened.
I was cleaning one morning and I noticed that it was missing. I didn't have any doubt who was responsible.
So that's when you asked for Wayne's help.
I didn't want to involve the police officially, but Wayne seemed like such a nice young man. I thought he could talk to Warren sensibly, get him to give the watch back before Jim had even realised it was missing.
Now, Mrs. Tully, did Wayne contact you and tell you that he had the watch?
Yes. But I didn't get a chance to pick it up. So I didn't want to make him take the blame, but I was frightened.
Frightened?
I'd never seen Jim so angry. I thought he would drive Warren away. That I would end up losing my son. Sorry.
Oh, no, you don't. Forget it.
Mr. Tully.
Out of my way, son.
Just 5 minutes.
5 minutes, but the clock's running.
Be the most time you ever given me.
Not giving it to you, sonny.
Come on, guys, look, let's try and find some common ground here.
We hate each other. That's common ground.
You're wasting your breath.
Look, you don't hate each other.
Should have been at dinner the other night.
That's got nothing to do with hating, it's habit. You've just gotten into this lousy way of dealing with each other, that's all.
Oh, so you reckon if I'm nice to him, he'll stop being a thieving little mongrel?
See, that's exactly what I mean. He's a thieving mongrel, you're a hard old bastard. It's just labels you throw at each other. But sooner or later, you know, it's going to be too late.
It's already bloody too late.
Yeah, well, I hope not. Because you should have more to remember each other by than just anger.
Well, it's all he's ever shown me. The only time I ever seen him when I was a kid's when he'd come in and give me a kick up the backside for no reason at all.
I was out there till 2 or 3 in the morning working to get some extra money to give you some advantages.
Look, Wazza, man, I know where you're coming from. My old man, he's a hard old bastard as well, you know? And I used to think he was disappointed in me. But he just wanted what he thought was best for me, you know, because he loved me.
Well, that's the difference, okay? Because this guy wouldn't know the meaning of the word.
What? You think I don't love you?
Well, you never told me.
You silly little bugger. Of course I love you.
You know what you're doing?
Just moving desks.
Oh, that's a choice. That's a choice.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
You could have asked somebody first.
Well, I didn't think anyone had mind. Do you mind, Maggie?
Well, actually, yeah, I do.
Well, you should have said something.
Well, you didn't give me a chance. You just started moving all of your stuff.
Come on, she just said it. Come on, move.
No.
What?
Make me.
Move.
No.
You want me to make you move?
Yeah.
Well, I'll make your buddy move. Go on, move.
What, are we going to leave this as Wayne?
Well,
Wayne's
go away.
memorial
You're not
desk?
almost- Shut up, will you? Come on.
No.
Nick, put him down.
Nick, put him down!
God, Maggie, divert the phones to St David's, get on to D24, let them know we're shutting up shop. God. What was the thing you were talking about, the Maoris hat?
Tonguey.
Tonguey. Oh, I reckon my grandmother would have called it a wake. I think it's about time we had one for Wayne. I don't think I've ever known another officer quite like Wayne. I mean, it was every sergeant's worst nightmare. There were times when he could make you proud to serve on the same police force, like the other day. No thought at all for his own welfare, just what he had to do to save Ben.
Yeah, I don't know. Sort of rough honesty. Well, he did. He was a rough honesty. The trouble is, he used to expect the same of others. So he used to leave him wide open.
Well, especially to good set of legs. You remember the
English
yeah.
Oh, right. Remember after we got proof positive, she was a proof, he wouldn't look around the house, see what she'd take. He just didn't want to believe it.
He didn't want to look like a fool.
Yeah, the image thing was important, wasn't it? You know, I can still see him shooting targets at the academy. And there was this one day, and he's done well and he's, you know, quite happy with himself. But instead of putting the gun back in his holster, he starts twirling it on his finger like Wyatt Earp.
That made the instructor very happy.
He went ballistic, and from that day on, Wayne was banned from the firing range and pistol practice was spent doing laps of the oval.
It sounds like him, doesn't it? He couldn't shoot to save himself.
No.
And we made
Sort
him
of run fast.
District 5.
He was all right. He's all right. He was a good man to have in a tight corner, old Wayne. And if you weren't in a tight corner, he's a bit of an idiot. But I'll miss him.
Yeah, so will I. I mean, there were times when I really hated him for giving me such a hard time. But, you know, now that he's dead, it sort of seems so insignificant, really. And he sort of seems like a bit of a hero.
Well, he certainly died like one.
Yeah, and he had a good heart. I mean, he tried to help the Tullys. That was his good side. Didn't stop him having a bad side, though.
He was human, like everybody else.
Oh, I'll drink to that.
Let's all drink to that, eh?
Wayne Patterson.
Wayne
Patterson.
Wayne Patterson.
PJ, that was the police psychologist on the phone. He wants to talk to us tomorrow about Wayne's death.
Right. Tell me.
Suppose I just wanted to have a last look. Somehow that business with the watch sort of kept him alive, you know. Didn't really want to let go.
Well, there's nothing for us here.